What's going on, guys? WhiteFox1225 here with another video, and today I want to talk about State of Decay 2. It's a sequel to State of Decay, which is a game I really liked way back when that game first came out. But it's going to be an open world zombie survival game, so I figured a lot of you guys would be interested in it. And since I liked the first one so much, I'm pretty excited for this sequel. And we're going to be talking about everything that's changed, everything that you have to know about the game before launch. So just like the first game, it's all about managing a group of survivors and surviving as a community in a zombie apocalypse. You're going to be spending a lot of time gathering resources like food, also recruiting new people to join your group and finding them out in the wilderness, and then also building your defenses, because building your defense is a huge part of this game. You always have a base and a place to come back to, and you can expand it by adding things like farms and towers and other defenses, and so that's a constant thing to progress through and keep trying to make better. You also won't just play as one person, you play as the whole group, meaning you can switch between characters at any time, and also characters can permanently die, so maybe you've played as someone for 20 hours and then all of a sudden you get attacked from behind and you die. Well, that character's not going to respawn, you're actually just going to move to another character in the group, which gives the game a brutal sense of reality, and I really like how the characters all have dialogue and stories, and they're not just randomized characters. They all are made by developers to have a certain backstory and dialogue, but at the same time they can be wiped out from the game in just a minute if you're not careful, which is what makes the game so brutal and pretty unique. There's also going to be an RPG progression system where you can improve different characters' traits. Different characters will have different skills and traits, so some might be stronger, some might be smarter and better at leadership, so you kind of have to choose your characters wisely and which scenarios they work better in, and then once you figure that out, you can improve their skills and make them more useful. You're also going to have to manage your group, so manage relationships, problems, emotional problems, pick who's leading your group and who's just following. All of these things, political and emotional and personal, will come into play, as well as just surviving on a daily basis, getting food, fighting zombies, and fighting other enemies like other humans and groups of survivors. Unlike the first State of Decay, this game is actually going to feature 4-player co-op, which is something people were really asking for. You can still play completely alone if you want, you can play it all single player, or you can play with up to 3 other people. The way the co-op works is it's drop-in, so you and your friends can't create a community together. It's more of you have your own game and a friend drops in, or you drop into your friend's game and help them out. But you can't share a story or share a group together. You can't share the game. You either have to be playing in your friend's or he has to be playing in yours. A lot of people, I think, were hoping for more, especially because the developers were teasing an MMO, and I think a lot of people were hoping for a mix of DayZ and the first State of Decay, but we didn't get that. But I'm sure the 4-player co-op will satisfy the people that didn't want to play State of Decay alone and wanted a more social experience. In terms of the story, it takes place in Trumbull Valley again, which is just like the first one, which I think is kind of a weird choice because it's just, weird to take place in the same, not that big area. I'm really hoping we don't see recycled landscapes and just the same game with a graphical improvement and a bit of a different story. That would be pretty disappointing, so I'm hoping they still change it up. Maybe it does take place in a different area in that same location. Not quite sure, but definitely gonna be in that same area. So if you like the landscape in the first game, it should be reappearing in this one. That also gives the opportunity for characters from the first game to carry over. Maybe your save will carry over and you'll have those characters in this bases pre-built. Not quite sure, that's just completely speculation. We also don't have much news on the story, although obviously you're going to be surviving in the zombie apocalypse. Choice will play a big role, so your choices will matter, hopefully more in this game, and obviously who lives and who dies is all based on your playing, so it really makes it so that you have lots of consequences for what you decide to do in the story and just in everyday exploration of the zone and the open world. One thing I really liked about the first game is how it was a mix of story and survival. There were story missions and the characters all had good dialogue, but at the same time there definitely was that survival aspect of just exploring, trying to find food, and surviving just in general and not being killed by zombies. That's pretty much it for the news for the game. We don't know too much, hopefully we'll get some more details soon, but the game will launch on Xbox One and PC in 2017. If you guys liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.